Hello guys, very happy to see you again. I'm your friend inside Xposed. Today we will be working on attempt. We have to figure out how to develop a Xposed application. Here is the official development tutorial, and we're going to working through it. Alright, you want to know how you can create a new module for Xposed. Then read this tutorial, or let's call it extensive easy, and learn how to approach this. This includes not only the technical create this file and insert, but also the thinking behind it, which is the step where value is created and for which you really need to understand what you do and why. If you feel like I don't know what is that, you can just look at the final source code and read the making the project and Xposed module chapter. But you will get a better understanding if you read the whole tutorial. You will save the time spent for reading this later because you don't have to figure everything out by yourself. The modification subject, you will recreate the read clock example that can be found at GitHub as well. It includes changing the corner of the status bar clock to read and adding a smiley. I'm choosing this example because it is a rather small but easily visible change. Also, it uses some of the basic methods provided by the framework. How Xposed works. Before beginning with your modification, you should get a rough idea how Xposed works. You might skip this section though if you feel too bored. Here is how. There is a process that is called Xposed. This is the heart of the Android runtime. Every application is started as a copy fork of it. This process is started by an initiate.rc script when the phone is booted. The process start is done with system bin application process, which loads the needed classes and invokes the initialization methods. This is where Xposed comes into play. When you install the framework, an extended app process executable is copied to system bin. This extended startup process adds an additional GAR to the class path and calls methods from there at certain places. For instance, just after the VM has been created, even before the main method of Xposed has been called. And inside that method, we are part of Xposed and can act in its context. Yes, I know it's kind of boring, but we have to read it before we jump into code, because if we don't do this, we won't be able to understand the logic that behind this framework. The GAR is located at data whatever, and its source code can be found here. Looking at the classes Xposed bridge, you can see the main method. This is what I wrote about above. This gets called in the very beginning of the process. Some initializations are done there, and also the modules are loaded. I will come back to the module loading later. Method hooking or replacing. What really creates the power of Xposed is the possibility to hook method calls. When you do a modification by decompiling an APK, you can insert or change commands directly wherever you want. However, you will need to recompile or sign the APK afterwards, and you can only distribute the whole package. With the hooks, you can place with Xposed, you can't modify the code inside methods. It would be impossible to define clearly what kind of changes you want to do in which place. Instead, you can inject your own code before and after methods, which are the smallest units in Java that can be addressed clearly. Xposed bridge has a private native method, hook method native. This method is implemented in the extended app process as well. It will change the method type to native and link the method implementation to its own native generic method. That means that every time the hooked method is called, the generic method will be called instantly without the caller knowing about it. In this method, the method handle hooked method in Xposed bridge is called, passing over the arguments to the method call, the this reference, and so on. And this method then takes care of invoking callbacks that have been registered for this method call. Those can change the parameters for the call, change instance, static variables, invoke other methods, do something with the result, or skip anything of that. It is very flexible. Okay, enough theory. Let's create a module now. Creating the project. A module is a normal app, just with some special metadata and fields. So begin with creating a new Android project. I assume you have already done this before. If not, the official document is quite detailed. When asked for the SDK, I choose 4.0.3 API 15. I suggest you try this as well and do not start experiments yet. You don't need to create an activity because the modification does not have any user interface. After answering that question, you should have a blank project. Making the project an Xposed module now, let's turn the project into something noted by Xposed, a module. Several steps are required for this. The first step is to add the Xposed framework API to your project. You can find the required steps in using the Xposed framework API. Make sure to remember the API version you'll need it in the next step. And then you have to change the Android manifest.xml. The module list in the Xposed installer looks for applications with a special metadata flag. You can create it by going to Android manifest.xml application notes at the bottom. Add the metadata. The name should be Xposed module and the value should be true. Leave the resource empty, then repeat the scene for Xposed mini version, the API version from the previous step, and Xposed description, a very short description of your module. The XML source will now look like this. We will have a simple look with this. You can see the package name and the version of your application. And of course, you have to define the minimal version of your Android SDK. And yes, you have to define the metadata, the name Xposed module equal to true, and give it an description to describe what kind of function your module has. And then you have to define the Xposed mini version. Okay, that's simple. Module implementation. Now you can create a class for your module. For mine, it is named tutorial and is in the package here. So we can just define a package just like this. It's a public class. The name of the class is tutorial. For the first step, we will just do some logging to show that the module was loaded. A module can have a few enter points. Which one you choose depends on what you want to modify. You can have Xposed call a function in your module when the Android system boots, when a new app is about to load it, when the resources for an app are initialized, and so on. A bit further down this tutorial, you will learn that the necessary changes need to be done in one specific app. So let's go and with the let me know when a new app is loaded enter point. All enter points are marked with a SAP interface of Xposed mode. In this case, it's Xposed hook load package which you need to implement. It's actually just one method with one parameter that gives more information about the context to the implementing module. In our example, let's log the len of the loaded app. Here is a package len of our module. Then we have to import the Xposed hook load package, the Xposed bridge, the callbacks, the load package parameter. Then we will do some modification of our class. We will implement this, and we have to define a public function. The name of the function is handle load package, and this function got some parameters, for example, final load package parameter, and something that I don't understand, but it's okay. If it's got wrong, we will use the variable. And here we write our codes: Xposed bridge dot log loaded app with the parameter dot package len. So in this way, we will be able to get every application len when the app is loaded. This log method writes the message to the standard logcat and to a file in here, which is easily for us to say with the Xposed installer. Asserts Xposed initiate. The only thing that is still missing now is a hint for Xposed bridge, which classes contain such enter points. This is done with a file called Xposed initiate. Create a new text file with that line in the assets folder. In this field, each line contains one fully qualified class len. In this case, this is this. So we will have to define this to let the Xposed framework know that we want to execute this function. Okay, as for now, we are just talking, so in the next step, I'm going to build that app from the basic. Okay, before we get started, I'd like to check the Xposed version first. Here we got the Xposed framework 80 line available, and my Android version is 7.1.2 API 25. And from the Xposed repository, we can know that the 89 is the final version that's available in this world. Okay, since we have figured out all the information that we have to know before we start to develop our application, now we are going to do the real development. First, we have to open the Android Studio. Then we will have to start a new Android Studio project. We have to click that and choose something. I guess here we will just It nothing, it no activity, because we don't have to use a UI interface. We will do it fine with no activity. Okay, click the next button, and we gotta give it a name. Give our Xposed module a name. Here I'm going to say no more Chinese. Oh yeah, that's it. And the language, I just wonder if I could write the whole thing with Kotlin, because I'm familiar with that programming language. But then I don't give it a shit, because I can do the coding with both of the languages. So, well, we will use the Java code for simplicity. No, for copy and paste. Right, so here I'm going to leave the location there, and the package name we have to modify it a little bit. XYZ that inso XO, and the minimal API level, it should be API 15. I think it would be fine by doing that. And well, that's it. Let's click the finish button. Okay, here we go. This is the application structure, and we will need to go to the Java Lomo Chinese, and we can see here is there has no fields at all, so we may need to create it by our own. Okay, since we don't know how to creating an Xposed project, so I'm going to refer this passage. So it is said that we have to add the Xposed framework API first. So I'm going to get into this page. Alright, the Android Studio Gradle based, yeah, of course. We'll have to do this in app build Gradle, this file. Oh god, shit. Right, this field. So I'm going to get into there and copy this line of code to our project. And then we just found out that we couldn't use provided because it is deprecated. So we have to use compile only. Compile only. Yeah, this time let's try sign that Gradle project again. Yeah, we got an error. It is said Gradle DSL method not found. Compile only. It's not existed. So probably I'll have to upgrade the plugin to version 3.5. Field to update the version of the Android Grad plug. Please click OK and perform a textual search, and then update the build files manually. What the fuck? Okay, it happens sometimes. I guess the main problem here is that we got an out-of-date tutorial. So we will not follow him in this case. Instead, we will follow another tutorial on the internet. It is said that we have to add the Xposed Bridge API library to our project. And that library can be found here. If I click this, it will download an file with the lam.gar. Okay, after that I did a lot of research, and I found out that here's that how to build Xposed Bridge.gar with Android Studio. The other said, I've never done this, so you have to figure out yourself. The GR is just the APK renamed. Then we know build debug version and rename works. Okay, thanks for confirming. So here I'm going to download this project and using our Android Studio to compile it by ourselves. So the first thing we have to do is to clone that repository. Okay, it's done. So while in here, we should load this from the Android Studio side. First, I'm going to close this project. Then I'm going to open an existing Android Studio project. Then I'm going to select the project that we just downloaded, cloned. Yes, that's it. It may take a while when he's trying to download all those stuff. Well, after it's loaded, I don't know how to do next because I cannot find the build stuff. For example, I don't know how to do it. For example, we can just make project, click that, and nothing happens. Then I'll just go to the web page and have a look about how to make it right. Here it is said we have to build a debug version. The problem is how? How can we do that? Make module Xposed bridge. Yeah, nothing happened. How can we do that? There's nothing that we can do because we don't know how to do that. What the fuck? It is quite difficult for us to know how to do this because, as you can see, there has a lot of issues, like hundreds of them, but they just didn't mention how to do that. It's like that they know all those details about how to use it, but we don't know. Even if we follow the creating the project tutorial, we still cannot find out how to do that. Even the simplest step, the first step, how to using the Xposed framework API, we still don't know how to do that. So what's the problem with this? Is this project dead? Okay, after a long time research, finally I found the solution in an Chinese website. It said that we only have to add two commands: compare only this and compare only this, and it's done. But there's a problem. We should change the 82 to 89 because that's the version we are using. And here's that. Okay, after that we had to recompile or SYNC our project, rebuild our project. What the fuck? Grad DSL method not found, compare only. You know what? It still cannot work. Rebuild the project, bang! No method found. So I'm going to apply Gradle plugin. I'll choose the Java. It's Java compilation testing and binding compatibilities. Oh, it's still the same. No, it won't work. So I'll have to change the Gradle version. You know what? I was just fucking tired with all those stuff, so I'll simply close this project and make a new one. Before we do that, first we have to delete the old one. Okay, now we can start a new Android project, no activity. The name of our application is no more Chinese. Alright, the language is Java. The minimal API level, it should be at least 7. Okay, finished. Now we will try to do that change again in here. I'm going to add this to it. I hope it will work. Fuck. It's still not working. I don't know how to say that, but I'm fucked with this thing. It's just so difficult to let it work. So what am I supposed to do right now? Maybe try to install the same make or LLDB will do me the favor. That makes it okay. I don't know. So now that's it. I'm going to do that. Fine, I'll do the process again. I'm going to close this project and open it again. Oh yeah, first start a new project. No activity. No more Chinese. Alright, let's go to software engineer. Start a new project, no activity. And here again, no more Chinese. Fine, that's it. Hey guys, you know what? I think we should add all those things at the module app, not the project itself. Here you get two options, the first one and the second one. Here I'm going to I have confidence that we should be add that thing, that dependencies in the second one. Yeah, let's try it out. Let's SYN say that. Yeah, it works. Fairly. Oh shit, it's just a simple step that takes me almost 2 hours. Well, this experiment is too expensive. Okay, after that, we should go back to our tutorial. after the first step, we have already added the Xposed framework API. Then we will have to change the Android manifest XML file. We will first we have to fan out that file. Okay, it's right in here. We will try to add 3 stuff here. In the application. Here we have to add application. Alright. And in here we added the 3 metadata. The first one is the len Xposed module equal to true. The Xposed MIDI version should be equal to 82, I guess. 82. Alright, do we have to change the len of our application? No, we don't have to. So that's it. That's it. Uses SDK. We will probably change this. No, we don't have to. Okay. So that's it. And then we will add the main logic of our function in here. So now you can create a class for your module. It's set it right in here. So we will have to create a Java class. No, or activity. I don't know how they did that. Oh yeah, create a class for your module. Yeah, we will have to create a class. Okay, the name of that class is actions. Alright, it's a class. It doesn't have any superclass, I guess. Yeah, so will that be it? Let's click the OK button, and now we got the actions class in here. For the first step, we will just do let's just add the 3 parameters. The 3 packages. See if it works. Now we have to rebuild the whole project. Well, it's worked. So, hey, where's my class? Where's my class? Well, it just disappeared. So we have to do it again. Actions. It turns out that we have to save that file first before we rebuild that. We will have to add the 3 importance here and save it. Now let's rebuild the whole project again. It's okay. Okay. So luckily we now can do some codings right now. For example, we will have to do this. This class implements this. So you can think it as a subclass. It is inherited from the Xposed hook load package class. It's it's another packaging. Okay, right now the last step we have to tell the Xposed that we have created an interpoint. So how do we do that? The only thing that is still missing now is a hint for Xposed bridge, which classes contain such interpoints. This is done with a file called Xposed initiate. Create a new text field with that len in the asserts folder. In this field, each line contains a fully quantified class len. In this case, this is this. Okay. Oh yeah, but we don't have that. We don't have a search folder. So we will create one of that folder, a search folder. Okay. We get that. Right click that thing, then choose a file. The file name is Xposed initiate. Click the OK button, choose the text type. Alright, now we are in it. Now we have to declare our class. Here in my case, it is xyz that install xo that no more Chinese. Finally, the class name that actions. Alright, that's it. That's it. Let's just save it and back to the tutorial. Okay, try it out. Save your files, then run your project as Android application. Well, let's do it. Let's do it quickly. First, I'll have to run this file. Whoa, weird, because we don't have the Android devils available now. Okay, now let's run it again. Error running app, default activity not found. So, oh yeah, this is kind of weird. So, is that means that we cannot run our application without an activity? Well, but it just doesn't matter. Even if we cannot run that app, we can still build the APK files. So in here, I'm going to install that APK files, adb install this application. Success. Okay, now I'm going to show you what we can see from my Android phone. Here you can see the Xposed module haven't been activated. Wait a minute. Now I'm going to change the language of my phone to English, so you guys could see it clearly. Right? Whoa, what's happened? That's not what I expected. So now let's try to find the English. Okay. The United States. I always love this country. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Here we can choose activate, but without reboot it cannot work. I can still show you the module in my phone. Here is the module. No more Chinese without an icon, but it's still working. Now if we look at the logs, what we will find? Nothing, just nothing, because we haven't do anything yet. So now I had to reboot my phone to activate that module. so you guys could see the result. Okay, after that, let's see what we got from our module. I'm going to open collect the logs, and you can say loading modules from whatever. Loading apps from whatever. Here it should be loaded app with the package len. Let's say if it's right. Loaded app with the package len. Yeah, we made it. This is the first Xposed module that we have made. Okay, this is a start point. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to make functions in this module. I mean, make it work, make it shoot with the title of this application, normal Chinese. So in this module, the things that I want to do is to replace all those Chinese words to space. Yes, that's what I want to do. So that's it. I will see you in the next video. Have fun with Xposed. Bye.